Hello! Welcome to Malaysian Ministry of Education SPM test preparation video for speaking exam. Before we begin, let's have a look at what is changing in the SPM English Language Exam starting 2021. In the exam, we have 4 separate components, which are reading and use of English, writing, speaking, and listening. Each component contributes 25% of the overall mark, and all skills are given equal importance. The exam is at B1 to B2 levels of the CEFR, although it will report performance from A2 to C1. In this video, however, we are going to look specifically at Paper 3, the speaking component. The exam is set to be in a conducive room with one table for the candidates and the interlocutor and a separate table for the assessor. The interlocutor will hold a stopwatch throughout the session. A whiteboard and a wall clock should be in the room to show the exam date, time, and sessions. In this new format, you will sit for the speaking exam in pairs. The speaking test is taken face-to-face with 2 candidates and 2 examiners acting as the interlocutor and the assessor. Both the interlocutor and the assessor will have a question booklet each, while the candidates will get a candidate's copy of the question booklet. Both the interlocutor and the assessor will also have a mark scheme and a score sheet to themselves. As promised, now we're going to take a look in more detail at Paper 3, the speaking paper. There are 3 parts to the paper. Each part requires you to complete a different type of task. In total, the speaking paper lasts for about 13 minutes, and its main focus is at B1 to B2, although it reports from A2 to C1. You will now see 2 candidates score an amazing B1 and B2 of the CEFR levels in this mock test, with the majority of candidates in Form 5 expected to be within the B1-B2 range, and that the new curriculum framework aligned to the CEFR is targeting B1 high. This is logically where this mock test should primarily focus. Let's have a look.
Good morning, I'm Puan Farhana and it's my colleague Puan Shazwani. She'll just listen to us. First of all, we'd like to know something about you. What's your name?
My name is Dinesh Kumar.
Thank you. What's your name?
My name is Fatin Shasha, but you can call me Shasha.
Dinesh, where do you live?
I live in Taman Melati, Selangor.
Sasha, how do you come to school?
I come to school by bus every morning.
Thank you. Now I'm going to ask you about your daily routine. Dinesh, what do you normally do after you wake up?
Usually, after I wake up, I would grab myself a cup of coffee and then take a hot shower.
Sasha, what do you usually do after coming back from school?
After coming back from school, I help my mom with her housework and then take a nap.
Dinesh, how do you spend your leisure time?
Usually, I spend my leisure time by playing video games with my friends.
Sasha, what do you do on weekends?
On weekends, I spend time with my family and listen to music.
Thank you. In this part of the test, I'm going to give each of you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it on your own for about a minute. You also need to answer a question briefly about your partner's topic. Dinesh, it's your turn first. Here's your task. I'd like you to talk about a family celebration you had recently. First, you have some time to think about what you're going to say. Alright, you may start now.
A recent family celebration I had was when we all gathered together and celebrated my mother's birthday. This was held at my grandmother's place, and what we did there was we surprised her with a birthday cake and we spent the day playing party games. Personally, I did enjoy myself because it was the first time in a while that my whole family had gathered together. Why I think family celebrations are important in Malaysia is because it strengthens the bond between family members.
Thank you. Sasha, what was the last celebration you had?
The last family celebration that I had was my parents' wedding anniversary. I personally enjoyed the celebration because I get to witness my parents and the love that they had for each other.
Thank you. Dinesh, can I have the booklet, please? Now, Sasha, here's your task. I'd like you to talk about a person you admire. First, you have some time to think about what you're going to say. All right, you may start now.
The person that I admire is Jacinda Ardern, the Prime Minister of New Zealand. In my eyes, not only that she is very charismatic and intelligent as a Prime Minister, but she's also a very compassionate mother. She possesses the qualities of a good leader and role model, and I think it is important for people to have good role models to make an example so that they can become a good person that contribute back to the society.
Thank you. Dinesh, who do you admire?
If you ask me, I would say my uncle.
Why?
Because me and him share a special bond.
Thank you. Sasha, can I have the booklet, please? Now, I'd like you to talk about something together for about 3 minutes. The task will have 2 parts. In the first part, you will discuss something with each other for about 2 minutes. Then in the second part, you will have another minute to make a decision together. Alright, let's begin with the discussion task. Online shopping is gaining popularity in our country. Here are some reasons why people shop online and a question for you to discuss. First, you have some time to look at the task. Now talk to each other about the reasons why people shop online.
One of the popular reasons why people shop online is because they do not have to face the crowd. There tend to be long queues at supermarkets, especially after work hours or during festive season, and this can come off as an inconvenience to some people. When people shop online, they do not have to park and they do not have to queue. And they also can save their time by not queuing or parking to shop for items. This will be very convenient, especially for mothers, for instance, who have to tend for their children, in which they do not have to leave their children unattended at home. Another reason why people shop online is because they can buy items at online shops for better prices, because everyone loves items that are more reasonably priced. They can also use coupons and vouchers to cut costs. What about you, Dinesh? Why do you think people shop online?
Why I think people shop online is because it's more convenient. Because when you shop online, you can access it through your phone, and everyone has their phones around them. Another reason is because it has a wide variety in choices. When you shop online, you can easily look up on what you want. The last point is follow the trend. Nowadays, online shopping has gained much more popularity since before.
Thank you. Now you have about a minute to decide together which is the most popular reason people shop online.
We both agree that the most popular reason why people shop online is because they can shop at better prices. Personally, as a student, I will always prefer to buy items at a lower price so that I can save as much money as I can.
I agree with her because personally, when I go for shopping, I look for the cheapest items.
Thank you. Can I have the booklet, please? You've been talking about why people shop online. Now let's hear your opinion on this. In what ways does advertising in social media influence people's buying behavior?
I agree that advertising on social media does influence other people's buying behavior. Nowadays, it is a trend to have accounts with large followers advertising items that they sell online in their content posts, which is why we call these accounts as influencers, because they influence their followers and their target audience to buy what they wear or tell.
I think big companies take this as an opportunity to advertise more and more, so people that scroll through social media can learn what they sell.
Thank you, Dinesh and Sasha. That's the end of the speaking test.
Dinesh gets B1 of the CEFR level, while Sasha gets B2. Both are categorized as independent users. Sasha gets B2 because she can understand questions and instructions directed at her with ease. She shows a good degree of control of a range of simple and some complex grammatical structures. She's able to maintain and develop interactions effectively, often with longer responses and very little hesitation. Sasha does not need any prompting or support. On the other hand, Dinesh gets B1 because he communicates with reasonable accuracy and shows a good degree of control of simple grammatical structures. He's able to express himself clearly, though there is some hesitation. He uses appropriate vocabulary to carry out the tasks. Dinesh requires some prompting and support. To ensure the smooth examination process and prevent the transmission of COVID-19, you are reminded to follow the standard operating procedures set. Now, I'll share with you tips to follow even when you feel uncomfortable wearing a face mask or a medical mask. We are aware that wearing masks makes breathing slightly difficult and they muffle speech. So you have to overcome this challenge. Here are some tips to follow to make sure that you're fully prepared and get the best score possible in the speaking exam. Tip number 1. Bring your own mask. Try to get a mask that is comfortable and fits you well in order for you to breathe in. Tip number 2. Practice the speaking interview with your friends with a mask on. It's important that you have a feeling of what it's like to communicate while wearing a mask. Avoid to experience speaking or answering an interview question with a mask on for the first time. Tip number 3. Pay extra attention to staying calm. Visualize the examiner as someone you're comfortable with. When you're wearing a face mask, it becomes easier to feel anxious, especially because breathing is impeded. So you should practice a lot with partners in order for you to stay calm and focused. Tip number 4, enunciate. In communication, we get a lot of information from the movement of a mouth. But with a mask, we can't see the movement. This means you need to say words clearly with inflections and deflections and pronunciation. Okay, Try to follow these 4 tips. Practice them if you're having to wear a face mask during SPM speaking exam. So, that's all for now. I hope this has been helpful in helping you understand the new format better. For more information, do check our website and our official Facebook page from time to time. To all the candidates sitting for the SPM exam this year, we wish you all the best in the exams. Thanks for watching!